Hey guys, how you doing? We are here with episode 12 of my podcast. Now, just give me one moment because I don't know what I've done. Oh, it's there. I don't know what I've done with my water. Couldn't live without that. Need to keep that brain in gear. I'll just wait for a few of you to arrive. Hope you've all had a good day. I'm just going to be doing the 10 keys to getting more done in 2017, achieving what it is that you want to achieve, overcoming procrastination. So I hope you've all had a really good day. I've had a good day. I've had a really good day. I've been super productive. I'll talk to you more about partly why that's been. I've been practicing fasting as I do most days. Simone from Rio de Janeiro. Simone, it is wonderful to see you. And now I've just got out to sea, and oh my God, I know my hair is becoming this topic of discussion. Hey, Lorraine. But, oh man, today's the day, isn't it? This has got to be the worst. Look at this. Can someone give me some advice on what to do with this mop of hair, please? It's great to see you guys. We had the scan for my wife's baby, which was really, really exciting. That was yesterday, and she's 13 weeks along, and what an amazing thing to see this little bundle, this little tiny apricot-sized baby just growing inside of my wife, and wow, what an amazing thing to see. Life's amazing, isn't it? It's a crazy miracle. I don't know how we come into being. It's all one big mystery, and I'm sure if we could just take a little bit more of that awe and wonder for things into our day to day, we'd be probably a little bit happier for it. So my friends, I'm gonna get cracking. Let's get straight to it. The very first key to overcoming procrastination, and I do this every week. I do this every fucking week. Guys, if you want to join my email, I send out once every 2 weeks. I've got updates in there, inspiration, motivation, how to calm your mind, energize your body, make your soul feel happier. If you want to join in with that party, the party is free to join. If you click on that link above, I will send you a free thank you gift of my ebook, 5 Steps to a Calmer Mind, More Energized Body and Happier Soul. So if you want to join my emails, click the link above and I'll see you in there. Other than that, I'll get cracking. The first key to overcoming procrastination is to give yourself permission to procrastinate. What does that mean? Well, let's say you are watching TV instead of doing that thing that you know you should be doing to get to where it is you want to go. Like whether it's the workout, whether it's an entrepreneurial thing, whether it's a thing to do with your partner, like whether it's anything that you want to achieve in 2017. If you're not doing the thing that you know you quote unquote should be doing, allow yourself to do the thing that you're not doing. Because procrastination is a word that we use to describe the things that we're not getting on with. And we often attach a negative connotation to it, like it's a bad thing and, oh, you shouldn't be procrastinating. But really, the word procrastination, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist if you just live in the present moment. Because in the present moment, if you're watching telly, instead of doing the thing that you know you should be doing, like the financial thing, the workout, the thing with your partner, the dating you should be going on, should, all these shoulds that we create, these silly words that we use to heap even more guilt on us. If we just let ourselves just live, what we'd notice is we're just watching TV. We're just doing the thing that we're doing. And if we're doing those things and we take away that pressure to get our work done, we notice that lightness return. And when that lightness returns and that guilt washes away because we're just enjoying what we're enjoying, like let's say like this afternoon I went for a surf. Now to me that wasn't procrastinating, it was productive. It was productive because I was having fun. So that when I came back to this and I'm speaking to you guys now, I'm able to be super productive doing this too. But if I go on surfing and felt like, oh fuck, I shouldn't be surfing because I'm procrastinating and feel guilty for that, then we're losing out on the fun of the thing that we're supposed to be doing to have fun, but B, we're also missing out on all those kind of uplifting, energizing juices that then help us be more productive when we go to do like work or chores or whatever it may be. So the first key in this 10 keys of how to stop procrastinating, get more done, let yourself procrastinate. Give yourself permission to watch TV, go surfing, to have fun, do these things. Give yourself permission. And then when it's done, come back and you'll feel energized and you'll be able to crack on with what it is you need to do. But if you notice you're the kind of person that lets guilt set in when you're doing the thing that you're not doing because you're doing something else, become more mindful of the present and allow yourself to be there. You'll feel calmer for it. You'll enjoy the moment more, so that when you come back to work, you'll feel better, you'll get more done. Very simple. The second key to getting more done, achieving your goals in 2017, which I'd love to hear about, guys, if you could, in the show notes, in the comments underneath. If you guys want to chime in, I'd love to know, what some of your goals are for 2017. But the key number 2 is fasting. What I mean by fasting is fasting from food. And some of you might be going, yeah, well, I love food, so fuck you. And I can understand. I love food too. It's just the thing with food is it can get in the way of your energy levels. Now, when you eat food, particularly a big meal, and you tell me, I want to hear your feedback. When you eat a big meal in the morning or at lunch, do you then notice afterwards you get that slump, that rise in energy, hey Sally, and then that slump in energy when your tummy feels full? Now listen, I do, and I noticed this for years, that I would stick to the shoulds. Who fucking shoulds? Who invents all these shoulds? I've got no idea. You should eat breakfast, you should eat lunch, all these things. Just a lot of bullshit, really, because it's all individual. And when I stepped away from that, started doing more research about fasting, I was fascinated to learn that in a fasted state, in a non-food state, of just a little bit of coconut oil, some coffee, some water, and just staying really light like that my brain could produce more dopamine. And when I produced more dopamine, I had more pathways to creativity, to creating solutions. Now, the thing is, if you're the kind of person that just finds yourself continually getting stuck in your life financially, or in your dating life, or in your shape goals, or even just your meditation goals, your mindfulness goals, like it doesn't matter what your goals are, if you find yourself getting stuck, stop, start, you may really benefit from just leaving food until like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And basically what I do is really front load the front half of my day. So I'd recommend that for you, is to have your coffee, do your meditation, sip your water, and then just kind of not eat really until roughly 2, 3 in the afternoon. And I know that might sound fucking bat crazy, and you might be thinking, mate, there is no way I'm doing that. And I could kind of go, you know what, yeah, I understand, because it does seem nuts, but there is so much research out there now that's showing the benefits of fasting, not only for productivity, getting more done this year, or in life in general, just this year, you get more done. No. Just life in general, you get more done. Not only that, but it's a real fat loss aid as well. So if you want shape goals for this year, that can really help as well. Key number 2, do more fasting until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And front load your day. Get the majority of what you need to get done for your day done between the morning and then finish at 3-ish or whatever, if you can. If you can't, come see, you got to carry on. Key number 3 is, sorry, my hands are cold. I got out the sea and I'm still I lifted my hand up to say 3 and I'm like, fuck, my fingers are still a little bit numb. I need to do a bit of wiggling around like that. Lorraine, good question. What about us pregnant ladies? I think when you're pregnant, it's a different ballgame altogether. I think having experienced my wife in this scenario, Lorraine, you just need to be kinder to yourself about how much you get done. And that is as simple as that, because it's just going to be less. It's going to be a lot less. You just need to look after yourself. And eat. So ignore the fasting thing when it comes to pregnancy. Key number 3 to getting more done in 2017. Planning. Do some planning. So how is your plan to create what it is that you want? So I don't know what it is that you're looking to achieve this year, but if you just sit down now, like get a pen and paper. So I'll wait for you guys to do that if you want, or just get your phones out or whatever it may be. I want you to write down 3 little things that you can do that would really get the ball rolling onto achieving what it is that you want to do. Now, once you've done that, I then want you to take action on it. I want you to be accountable to yourself. I don't want you to write down this action step that you're going to sign up for the gym, or that you're going to sign up for dating websites, or that you're going to, try and find more clients through some marketing strategy. I don't know, like a distinct action step to achieve more of what it is you want. I don't want you to do that and then just go away and not do it. You've got to keep yourself accountable. But the point is, I want you to remember this Eisenhower quote, which is that he once said, I find in the event of going into battle, planning is indispensable. But plans, totally irrelevant. The point of what he was saying was that when you get your planning in place, it gets the creative, energized, inspired juices flowing. And once those juices are flowing, you're going to start heading in that direction, only if you take action. But as the journey unfolds, you'll notice that you'll need to adapt this way, and you'll need to adapt that way, and then you'll need to kind of go, well, actually, I need to kind of head this way. Because we assume that we've got this one straight line to what it is that we want, but of course, we all know it doesn't work like that. And you've got to be able to roll with the punches. You've got to be there's a great Mike Tyson quote, which is, everyone feels that they could be a world champ until they get punched in the nose. Is just a great quote. We have got to get the planning in place, but just remember that the plan in the end is probably irrelevant. You just got to go follow your heart, and when you follow your heart, it acts like a guiding missile to what it is that you want to achieve. If you could just go inside and listen to your heart, it'll tell you what the next step is. If you listen to your ego and you let fear get in the way and your head and thoughts, then you may find yourself stalling progress, and you may find yourself procrastinating through fear. But the only way to really overcome that is to meditate. Because when you're meditating and you're being mindful of life and mindful of your thoughts, and you're more still, in a place of stillness, you can hear what your heart and what your gut is trying to tell you. But unless you meditate and be mindful, you don't know what they're trying to tell you, because you're all up inside your head through fear. So the key to number 3 and being able to adapt to the twists and turns of life. But the only way that you can really adapt is by listening to your heart. And you can only listen to your heart if you can get to listen to your heart, which is through meditation and mindfulness. Key number 4 to achieving more, overcoming procrastination, stopping procrastinating, getting more done in 2017 is to exercise. Get those juices flowing before you go on to do the chore that you have to do. Like I find, see, in life, there are 2 types of activities. There are want to activities, things that we just breeze through, motivation's no issue, we just go do them, it's just no hassle, blah, blah, blah. And have to activities. Notice how I didn't turn my hand. Want tos and have tos. Want tos, come on, piece of piss. Do I want to go surfing? Yeah, of course. Do I want to be on this podcast? 100%. You know, do I want to make love with my wife? Yes, I'd hope so. And then there are have tos. And with the have tos, like for me, it's like marketing, chores, like doing the kitchen, like doing a bit of DIY, this and that. Things that I don't love doing, but I have to do. But I know they're still important to my long-term happiness. I like to get some exercise going before I do them, because when I go to do them, my dopamine levels are higher. Because we produce all these feel-good endorphins when we exercise. And if you produce those feel-good endorphins, and you know you've got a list of have-to activities coming after it, it's just a really good way of creating the order of things. Like if you know that you're the kind of person that procrastinates on just those shitty kind of have-to activities, then get a workout in just before. Really get that sweat flowing. And then when you go to do it, you may just find that you've got so much more energy. You overcome that inertia and you just do it, and you just do the thing that you know you keep putting off, that maybe you're putting off through fear, or you're putting off through lack of motivation, or just through lack of doing it, basically. Get that workout in just before. It's a really, really key way of just getting you over the inertia and getting you moving. Key number 5. Evelyn, you... She always tunes in when I'm talking about making love. There you go, Evelyn. It's timing, isn't it? Uncanny. Key number 5. Prioritize your time. Now, time management is something that we all are faced with. And the key to having more time on your hands, and this is absolutely a personal insight I'm going to tell you about now. I truly believe that the key to having more time is living a minimalist lifestyle. It's the one thing, time is the one commodity that we could all do with more of. It's the thing that we all want more of. Like say yes in the comments if you would just love to have that bit more time to do the things you love to do, spend time with family, work on exciting projects, sleep, cook lovely meals, I don't know, whatever it may be. But time is this thing that we tend to be very short of in modern life. Now, if you could go under the hood of a lack of time, what you often see is that we're creating a lifestyle that's of a certain expense. And because of its expense, our lifestyle, food, house, car, all these things, because of that expense, we've got to work so many hours to pay for that expense, if that makes sense. Now, if you reduce house costs by moving into a smaller home and get an old shitty small car, and you just basically just bring costs down, and really minimize the costs of your lifestyle and live what we call a minimalist lifestyle, which is to really only spend money on things that you value. And what you tend to find then is you can live a cheaper lifestyle. And when you're living a cheaper lifestyle, you've got more spare on top. Because you've got more spare on top, you can use this extra to not have to work as hard. And when you don't have to work as hard, you get to enjoy more time and experiences. And as research shows, and I'm sure it's just personal insights, you better tell me, experiences warm the soul, whereas possessions, they tend to just warm the ego. They do very, very little for happiness. Whereas having more time and being able to enjoy experiences do a tremendous amount for our happiness. So that's something to really consider. Is key number 5, getting more done 2017, is to work on your time money management. And I really truly believe that if you can minimize your cost of living, then you can also free up that little bit more time. Key number 6. Key number 6 rolls straight after key number 5, and it's to do with money. Because I want you to comment in the section below if you'd like to have more money in your life. Would you? I want to just know if you would. Because for me, I'll be 100% honest and say yes. I mean, I want money. I enjoy money. I really love earning it. Years ago, before, I didn't have as good an attitude to money as I do today. And it was actually nothing to do with the lack of it that was coming in. It was actually just my mind around it. Like, I used to judge people who had money. As in, if someone was driving a Land Rover, I used to just think they were a dick just because they were driving a Land Rover. What a fucking idiot I was. And I used to think that if you just pursued money, then obviously you were evil and you were mean and you were just like this egotistical whatever. And it's only since I've grown as a person that I've really come to appreciate that in the right mindset, money can do a tremendous amount for our happiness. So if you'd like to have more cash to be able to enjoy traveling and experiences and enjoying a minimalist lifestyle where you get to have loads of spare time on your hands and all these cool things, be able to buy amazing food, because I think food is joy is food, and just if you can just spend money on good food, because really good food is more expensive, then it'd be cool to have. Now, here's the deal. I want you to buy a book that's going to really help you earn more money in 2017. It's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. That is my absolute go-to tip on this realm. And then I'm going to talk to you about visualization. So just the first thing is, write that down. You might want to just write that on with pen and paper. Just write down the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Read that book, read it again, read it again, read it again, and practice what's in there, and I guarantee you will be earning and receiving a lot more abundance in 2017 than before. But the key thing that I've done that I want to share with you that's really helped me earn a lot more money has been visualizing what it is that I want and feeling like it's turning up. And when you feel like it's turning up, by just closing your eyes and practicing visualization, it seems to just turn up effortlessly. And that's the law of attraction. But it takes practice. You got to practice and meditate. And what I tend to do is, the very end of my meditation, I really just go into that place of just inspiration. And I don't force it. Like, there are some days, I'll be dead honest, there are some days where I'm not feeling it. And I'm not feeling that inspiration. And I'm not feeling that sense of awe and like passion for just like all these amazing cool things that are coming my way. And then when I'm not feeling that, I don't force these visualizations. So that's a really key tip I want you to remember. So don't force yourself to visualize this wonderful scene where you've taken your whole family on holiday because you can afford that and you're having this wonderful experience. But I visualize it when I feel like it's allowing it to happen, if that makes sense. So I want you to remember that if you go into the meditation with this idea that, oh yeah, I'm going to manifest all these cool, amazing dreams, and I'm going to visualize, I'm going to practice law of attraction, and you go in with those kind of goals, it can do the opposite, because you're kind of coming from ego, whereas you've got to really just allow it to happen. If you're in that absolutely awesome, calm, super conscious place, you're in a much more powerful vibration to be able to attract what it is that you want. key number 7. Key number 7. I can barely move my hands, they're so cold. Key number 7 is try to temper your ego. Now, the ego is constantly looking for validation from other people. So what the ego will do is get us to talk about the things that we want to achieve, the things we want to do. Whereas your soul couldn't give a shit whether people find out if you achieve what it is you want to achieve this year. Now, you'd be interested to know that there's research showing that people who talk about what they're going to try and achieve and do end up not achieving what it is they want to try and do, whereas people who don't talk about it, stay quiet, end up achieving what it is that they want to do. Now, why is that? Well, what happens is when you talk and talk and talk about your goals, it feeds the ego. When it feeds the ego, you then go back to doing the work that you really need to be getting on with. But because it's coming from ego, because you're doing it to get validation from other people, motivation drops off completely because there's no internal reason to do it. It's all extrinsic. It's for prestige. It's for power. It's for people to like you more. It's all those kind of reasons. And by the way, I'll hold my hand up and say that I've done that. Especially when I was younger, I used to be much more like that. I used to talk about my goals. But when you do it for intrinsic reasons, when you do what you do this year and achieve what it is you're setting out to achieve for reasons inside, you don't need to tell anyone. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to talk about it. You just fucking go and do it. And the way that you carry yourself will just be so powerful, and fuck what people think about what you're up to. As long as you're not like shitting on their face. I mean, literally just be, do and have whatever it is you want to be, do and have, but just go do it quietly, do it silently. And it is so much more powerful to you, let alone anyone else who starts to go, whoa, this guy's or girl is really going places. But as soon as you start to talk about it, what you'll notice is it's validating your ego. It's only heightening the ego. And actually then it means when you go to have to do that run to get in shape for that event you want to do, or you go and start writing that book that you say you're going to publish one day, or you go and do whatever it is that you know that you want to do to achieve long term one day. If you go to do those things and the motive is coming from ego and from external reasoning, the motivation is just not there. So notice the kind of goals you're setting for yourself and ask yourself truly, why am I doing what it is that I want to do this year? Like, really get super, super honest with yourself internally. And by the way, it's really important, I think, firstly, for me to admit that my ego is there because I'm a human. And if you ever expect to completely get rid of external reasoning for the kind of goals that you have, then that could be a little bit unrealistic. I think we've all got egos. It's just about tempering it. It's just about managing it a little bit and not letting it overtake your goal setting and kind of completely swamp your mindset, because if it does, it's going to make you really unhappy doing the activities that you're doing, because they're going to be for some weird external reason that won't bring you the happiness that you're looking for. My friends, we are moving on to key number 8 is don't wait for a perfect start. I think that I remember when I was like talking about, well, not talking about it anymore, but silently thinking about when I wanted to start my book. So I wanted to be able to get in enough courses. I wanted to have read enough books. I wanted to have done enough online work and all these things. And by the way, these are all really valid and they have their place. Like I said before, the planning element, you've got to get some planning in place to feel as if you're getting those creative, inspired energies flowing. But in the end, I noticed that I was doing that year after year after year. It was because I was waiting for the perfect start. We're back. We had a bit of a poor connection there. We tried to validate all these reasons as to why we can't quite start yet, but the truth is, if you go down the layers, it's fear. We're just afraid. And I will be the first to admit that I am afraid so often in this journey that I'm on, in trying to create what I want. I would be absolutely foolish to ever assume or tell anyone that I wasn't, and just be blatantly lying. I even just before today's podcast, I was unsure of myself, unsure of how I'd be received, scared, a bit nervous, afraid of failure, afraid of rejection. That's human, and it's ever going to go away. You're always going to be vulnerable if you start putting yourself out there. But to me, I just have this idea that I don't want to be an old guy one day in that nursing home, staring out the window with the rain just trickling down, thinking, what if? What if I decided to go there? What if I decided to do that? What if I had decided to not do this? You know, it's those decisions that we make in our younger lives. I just do not want to have any regrets. And I'd rather have made myself vulnerable to failure and vulnerable to rejection than having lived a half-life, having lived a life where I held back through fear. And the amazing thing about fear is that 90% of the time it is in our head. And it's in our head because we perceive things to be scarier than they actually are. Because A, they never turn out anywhere near as bad as we think they're going to turn out when we decide to go. But also B, so much of this is linked to how we think other people are going to perceive what it is that we end up deciding to do. And they don't care either. There's a great quote, which is at 18, we care greatly about what people think of us. At 40, we no longer give a shit. And at age 65, we realize that no one was thinking about us in the first place. So I think so much of these things, so much of the reason why we don't start is that we are just afraid of rejection, afraid of failure. And the truth is, it's the only way to learn. It's the only way to go to where it is that you want to go. But the other thing as well as with rejection and failure is they're nowhere near as bad to deal with as you think. Like if you're looking to find more clients, if you're looking to find a loving partner, if you're looking to go to job interviews, or try and lose weight, all these things, the potential for failure is always there. It's something that we all deal with as human beings, and you know what? In the end, it's never going to go away. We have to accept that it's going to be there, but you got to know that the other side of you taking action is a feeling greater than I could ever try and describe in words. Because it's inspiration. It is in spirit. To face your fear and go and do it anyway makes you come alive from your soul. You feel like you're vibrating at a frequency you've never vibrated at before. And that's why the net always does appear, because you have decided to tell the universe, I am going to go. And when you've decided to tell the universe, I am going to go, guess what? People, situations, circumstances seem to just pop up to help you out of nowhere. But it's only when you decide to go that they do. So my friends, do not wait for the perfect start this year. Take action. It might be a bit awkward. It might occasionally be a little bit messy. But I promise you the sense of growth will be worth it. And life is out there. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is on the computer screen. But because my eyesight is so shit, and I'm wearing my 99p Poundland glasses, I can then actually see what's going on. There we go. Number 9, key to stopping procrastinating, getting more done 2017 is have an average day. There's a phenomenal coach I love called Michael Neal. Now, a lot of you may have heard of Michael Neal, and I want you to buy his book. Really highly recommend his book for achieving your goals. He's a great writer as well. He's got a lovely, humble, very light-hearted, funny way of writing, but very insightful as well. Michael Neal, and his book is called You Can Have What You Want. And something came out in that book that I wanted to share with you, and it's have an average day. Now, what we tend to do sometimes is we kind of have our to-do list, and we rack it up all the way down. Now, I want you guys to chime in. Who here writes to-do lists? I want that done. I want to do this. I want to get that sorted. That goes there. And we get cram physically as much as we can into our days. Like, right? And then we go into the day, and the dog has rolled in duck shit. So I've got to clean her for an extra 15, 20 minutes, meaning, and this, by the way, I'm talking from, this was my morning this morning. I was going to do emails, and I was having to clean her. And then my daughter just, like, shat herself in her pants. And then what else happened? Then I had to cook my wife some food because she was laying in bed because she was feeling sick. And my whole morning just gone, and I just couldn't do anywhere near as much as I wanted to do. And I've got to the end of today, and it's been an average day. I've done some writing. I've spoken to some clients. I've done a bit of this. I've done a bit of that. And you add up enough average days in a row, and you'll get to achieve what it is that you want. The only way you would ever not achieve what it is you want is by stopping. So just don't stop. And if that means, like, let's take an example. A really, really hands-on example is like fat loss and getting into the shape that you want to be in. An average day is just okay food and like 15 minutes of walking in the evening before bed. You rack up enough of those average days in a row, and you're going to have a fantastic body. But again, it's only when you stop and you go, oh, fuck this, because you've not had a perfect day, a spectacular day, that we tend to then go, oh, well, fuck this, it's not worth it, bollocks, I'm just going to have a whole pack of biscuits and just fuck this whole thing. So have more average days. And what you'll notice is there's a real accumulative effect. Like, take 30 days of having average days, all of those days, where rather than getting 10 things done on your to-do list, you aimed for 5 to 7. You add up enough of those 5 to 7s in a row, and you've got a bunch done over 30 days. But if you try to aim for 10s, like get everything done on that to-do list every single day, and you end up finding that because you haven't reached the spectacular, you end up just going, oh, fuck this, I'm just going to leave the whole thing, all of my chores, all of my workout stuff, and you get into that kind of downward spiral. You may find you only get like 2 or 3 things done. And if you only get 2 or 3 things done over 30 days, you've got, paradoxically, less done in 30 days, having aimed for spectacular days, versus so much more done by just aiming for average days. Just average days. It's an insight I want you to try. I want you to ask yourself, and in your day, let's say tomorrow, next day, Monday, am I aiming for an average day? Or maybe ask at the end of the day, did I have an average day? And you can go, yeah, that was fine. And it's not to say that you don't sometimes have some of those amazing, spectacular days, but it's just an insight to take pressure off your shoulders. Because when you alleviate you from having to get so much done and be spectacular in your productivity, you feel a lightness. And with that lightness, you recover better from the work you put in. If you recover better from the work you've put in, you come back the next day with more energy. When you come back the day with more energy, you get more done. It's a lovely, positive spiral loop like this. Have more average days. The final key to stopping procrastinating, getting more done. I love that, Lorraine, by the way. Lorraine Corrigan's just chimed in a quote that I am going to remember. My dad reckons you should never try to do more than 3 things a day. Lorraine, that is awesome. Your dad is a legend, and I'm sure he's a very happy and successful man. And successful in the right ways, I'm sure. The final key is meditate every day. Meditate every day because you're going to be kinder to yourself about what you achieved this year. Because what we tend to do, there's a great Tony Robbins quote, which is we overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year and underestimate what we can achieve in 10. And what meditation does is set you up for the mental fortitude necessary to stick it out. Because there are 3 P's to success. P number 1, perseverance. P number 2, patience. And P number 3, presence. And if you're going to achieve what it is that you want this year, you've got to be able to persevere through the tough times, because they will pass. You've got to be able to be patient, because anything worth having in life isn't going to turn up overnight. But you've also got to be present. You've also got to be able to enjoy life, because if you don't enjoy life now, then what's the point? But also, if you don't enjoy life now, you're not going to get the recovery benefits of joy and your hobbies and all those things that helps you recover and be stronger, fitter, happier for the next day to get more done again. But the key underlying habit is daily meditation. Ideally twice a day, but if you can just do once in the morning, 10 to 20 minutes of just observing nothing but your breathing. And of course your mind will wander, when you close your eyes and you're breathing like this. Your mind will race off onto that fucking annoying person that just seems to, and then it passes. You bring your attention back to your breath. And then your mind wanders off to, the chores and bills that you've got to sort out. And, where's that money going to come from to pay for it? No, and then it passes and you back to your breath. And over and over and over, you bring your attention back from your thoughts to your breath. Because if you just allow your thoughts to run through, they have a sort of beginning, middle and end. That can only happen, that natural passing of thoughts, if you're with your breath. So the more you practice this thing of observing your breath and bringing your mindfulness back to your breath, the better able you are to quieten, calm your mind, but also focus. Because the most important thing that meditation will do in terms of productivity, getting more done, is it will help you focus. Because if you're the kind of person that's kind of stops, starts on projects, goals, to-do lists, chores, things that you want to achieve in your life, and you just find yourself just getting stuck in your career, stuck in your relationship, stuck in everything, you just feel like your life isn't moving where you want it to go. If you're that kind of person, it's a distinct lack of focus that is stopping you from being able to do what it is you do. And sometimes focus is one of those ones where we tend to be on a task like this, like we're doing a task, but because our mind kind of then suddenly drifts off somewhere else, we then follow that direction, like, oh, look, and then we lose focus, and then oh, look, or we have a worry come into our head, and then we start following the right worry, and then we're away from the work again, or someone messages us on our phone, and then we pick up the phone and we start texting away when we should be still, again, focused. But what meditation will do is cut out all the noise. And it's sort of like, it's as if it sort of pushes everything out to the here and helps you just, so it means that when you go to do something, you are just so much more on that thing that you're doing, and you will achieve so much more. Meditation, my friend. I will set you a 40-day challenge. For the next 40 days, meditate every morning, 10 to 20 minutes. If you're not more focused, by the end of those 40 days, getting more done, feeling calmer, feeling happier, I will eat my surfboard and I will eat my dog's tail. Strange. Two strange choices there, I won't deny. And that would be really mean, actually, my dog's tail. Ignore that one. I'll eat my surfboard. My friends, that has been all from me today. I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to have some supper. I haven't eaten yet. I think I'm definitely in need of a little bit of food. My hair is a fucking joke. And it's been great being on here. It's been great chatting away, and I've been loving these podcasts. I'd love to hear your feedback, how you're finding them, subjects you'd like me to cover more of, things like that. Just before I go, I want to mention my email for one last time. If you want to join my emails, click the link above and you will get a free thank you gift for joining, which is my 5 steps to a calmer mind, more energized body and happier soul ebook. So that is all from me, my friends. Great to see you all. Thanks for tuning in. And if you've missed today, there will also be a replay. And final thing, I'm very good at this. I sort of go, "Are we done?" And then, no. One more thing is I'm going to be uploading these podcasts onto SoundCloud and iTunes and various other places. Can you let me know what is your preferred, if you're downloading audios, like what is your preferred download method? I'd love to know what that is, just to find out a bit of insight on what it is you do for downloading audios, whether it's iTunes, SoundCloud. There's a Google one, isn't there, or something? And there's various others, but I'd love to know what those were so I could get a bit of insight. Loads of love, my friends. Happy Friday night. Bye-bye for now.